What it do, what it do, what it do. As you can see, I'm masked up for this damn episode, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's OTR Mic Drop, aka the Oracle. Got the goddamn vision blockers on, man, because the shit that I'm seeing is so fucking bright, man. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to my man right next door. Let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Trey, aka OTR Trey, aka Do Rag Trey, aka G Unit Trey. Yeah, man. This is Over the Ropes OTR wrestling podcast. This is the Beyond the Ropes. This will be uploaded as a podcast episode. This will be episode 84. But yeah, man.
I gotta do something real quick.
All right.
Had to do that shit for my man Jimmy. My man Jimmy. Trigger Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Juke him Jimmy.
Oh yeah, we definitely about to get into all of that.
Oh yeah.
But before we do, let's go ahead.
Hold up, before shout out to my Trinidad and Tobago people. You know, already know I'm repping the flag for y'all.
Oh, shout out. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and start it. So your boy is making more noise, more unnecessary noise again,
bro.
We're gonna start out with AEW and CM Punk once again is starting more bullshit in AEW, and this shit is getting out of control.
Oh man! So
what part did you want to start with? It's like three stories.
It's like three stories because the part that most intrigued me is the fact that Hangman Adam Page got blocked from coming into the collision. Like he was told that he was supposed to do a promo, but then he was told that the promo was gonna be at a different location, and security and execs told him that he couldn't come in. So I'm like, damn, I wonder what that was about. But
come to find out that CM Punk had something to do with it. So much so that CM Punk sent a text to Hangman apologizing for the incident. That was confirmed by both CM Punk's people and Hangman's people.
Yeah. So I'm like, bro, like at this point, you come back. You know the saying, I can forgive, but I ain't gonna never forget. Mm-hmm. It's one of them instances with them. It's like the shit should really be not forgotten, but let's move past that shit. We got money to make, you know? Like that's just how I see it. But it's CM Punk, man. Like he's a prima donna within the industry.
Mm-hmm.
If he finds himself able to get on top or over the edge, or you know what I'm saying? Like, man,
just think about the other story that came out that apparently Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in his match on Collision, and CM Punk went to him and was like, nah, you can't do that. And Jack was going back and forth with him, and he said, if you want to do that crap, stay on Wednesdays. We don't do that over here on Saturday. And all this other stuff, just like exerting his authority. Like I know that Collision is
that's his show.
Well, technically it's his show, but that's because he's the biggest star of it. But it's not his show. He don't run the company. And this is where, even though I be defending Tony Khan, this is where I do be agreeing with y'all that he do need to put his foot down. And like I understand you have locker room leaders, but you can't just be having CM Punk running up on people, talk about you can't do this, you can't do that.
CM Punk is not Triple H.
He don't run the show.
CM Punk is not Cody Rhodes. He's not Kenny Omega. He's not Roman Reigns.
He's not the Young Bucks.
He's not the Young Bucks. He hasn't been there long enough to exert that type of power. Mm-hmm. You know, you've been gone twice, right? Because this is the second time. Well,
he's been gone twice for injury.
Yeah, twice for injury.
Well, once for injury / suspension.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, my guy, you still working on a thin ice. If it wasn't for the fact of Tony Khan wanting to build up other superstars and wanting to make this money, and being the solo heir of running this $1 million company, um CM Punk wouldn't be there. He know that he wouldn't be able to run that kind of course with WWE.
Number one, we've seen it before. This kind of crap wouldn't get pulled in WWE because Vince wouldn't care whether you like each other or not. If the program's going to make money, he was going to do it.
Exactly.
And now
Exactly.
CM Punk has come out and said that he would like to do a program with the Elite eventually, but we'll see.
But in his view, if he does a program with the Elite, it's only going to be him coming on top. That's going to be
The
the
caveat.
yeah, exactly. Like, he has to come on top. Isn't like he might take L and stuff, but if they do a feud, a rivalry and stuff like that, at the end of the day, he has to come on top.
Yeah, sound like Hogan to me. But
What?
and then the third story is apparently he ran up on Dolph Ziggler's brother. Wasn't it Brian Nemeth?
Mm-hmm.
He ran up on him because Nemeth got on X, formerly known as Twitter, and
Mm-hmm.
called CM Punk soft after that promo he did when he first came back.
Mm.
And
I
then
mean,
Punk ran up
so
on him. Punk did the same thing he did to the Elite, talk about some if you want to call me soft, say it to my face type bullshit. Like,
so now I think CM Punk is having trouble with dealing with separating what's real and what's kayfabe. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Like, Twitter definitely is where wrestling superstars they voice their opinions. A lot of it is for kayfabe, to where they could just get the attention of the audience involved, right?
mm-hmm.
But I feel like CM Punk just he's hot headed. You know what I'm saying? He's the unlikable Jey Uso. He's the hot headed one. Like, he's the one that he takes stuff a little bit too serious.
I feel like CM Punk comes off very insecure,
Yeah, I'm like, dude, bro,
and
just
it makes
chill.
no sense. You're the biggest draw in the company, like
Facts.
because of you. You could make the argument that AEW Collision is the best wrestling show on TV right now.
Yeah,
It's better than Raw. It's
yeah,
better than NXT.
yeah,
Because of what's going on with the Bloodline, which we'll get to later, it's better than SmackDown right now, and it's definitely better than Dynamite.
yeah.
So, but then I just had one more thing because apparently he had to apologize again because uh he said people took it out of context when he was talking about the House of Black chopping him too hard when he did a promo after the show.
Oh, God.
He says that he was just playing, but nobody
That's the
believed him.
point. That's the point that I'm making. Like, he's so serious all the time that when can people actually take what he says serious? Like, not serious to where he's portraying his character and not actually being uh CM Punk, whatever his
Mm-hmm.
I forget what his real name is.
Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks. Instead, he brings Phil Brooks into the wrestling world more than they get CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people would say Phil Brooks is a nice guy, but from what we heard, Phil Brooks is a fucking asshole,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're getting. Not unless CM Punk is the asshole and Phil Brooks is the good guy.
I understand you taking your craft serious, and I respect that. But at the same time, he tries to act like other people don't take it serious,
Yeah.
and then that's where he starts getting at it with people,
Mm-hmm. Like,
and I don't know.
he,
He has a real old school way of thinking, which isn't a bad thing. But
but
you gotta apply some of the new school thinking too.
exactly, because then it's like, yo, Punk, you've been out this game for a minute, son. Like, the whole dynamic of wrestling and being a sports entertainer has
It's
changed.
changed. It's
It's
changed.
changed. It's changed from you doing your pipe bomb. Like it's changed since then. Like we literally get degenerate assholes who are loved outside the four-sided circle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Roman Reigns is an asshole in the ring, but is one of the most lovable people outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say that about him.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say that about CM Punk. Mind you, haven't met him. Would love to meet him because I would love to ask him a couple questions. But guess what? I might get the asshole who's gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm not doing no interview." You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. I bet MJF would do it, and he'd be
oh yeah,
kayfabe all. He'd be kayfabe the whole
oh
time too.
yeah, I love it. I love to interview MJF, man. I love to interview him.
Yeah,
Like,
we'd have to have Jay with us for that.
oh yeah, like MJF, man. Like I applaud him. They're building this thing up with him and Adam Cole to be so freaking phenomenal. Like their match, the heel turns that may come and play. You know, they're keeping it like at one moment you think it's gonna be MJF, and then at one moment you think it's gonna be Hangman when they roll in. Um, Roderick Strong. Like they pull him into the mix, like you said that they were gonna do. Like it is very good. Like they definitely are taking over Wednesday nights for
Yeah.
sure.
So yeah, so we can go ahead and move on now, and let's talk about these potential heel turns that could be coming in WWE.
Okay, so as a lot of you who may have watched what was it, SmackDown, uh your boy Rey Mysterio won the Covenant United States Championship or the US title.
That makes him a Grand Slam, don't it? Or has he already been US?
I think he's already been US, but as y'all can see, it's my background. So the story is that his LWO brethren, Escobar, was attacked and got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mind you,
And
the backstory to that is when they initially fought to see who's going to fight for the title, and Ray got
Ray
hurt
got a
in that
concussion.
match. Yeah,
Yeah, Ray had a concussion. He did a suicida outside the ring, and hit his head. Or Escobar did a suicida, hit Ray hit the back of his head. They called it off, said it was a concussion protocol. Well, Escobar got hurt, got attacked by Theory, so Ray took his place and Ray won. As you can see in the background, Escobar is on crutches as they congratulate Rey Mysterio on winning the title. Now, this story kind of paints it, like the picture kind of paints itself.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch it, you would think that Rey Mysterio is the leader, right? But as you know, Escobar ran with the other two members of LWO back in NXT, which he was the leader of
They literally
Legado.
just turned Legado into the LWO.
Yeah, Legado del Fantasma has been turned into the LWO. So I'm glad that they brought back the LWO, right? I was definitely for it. Would love to see them add more members. Like I feel like they could do it. They need to go ahead and pull that trigger, send Raquel to SmackDown, have her join, make a tag team with
her and Zelina.
Yeah, I think that'd be a dope tag team. If
I feel like Zelina don't be with them a lot no more.
Well, she was recovering from an injury as well.
Well, she came out in the tank the other week.
She did, but what I was gonna say, I feel like if Raquel could tag team with Liv, I feel like she could do a great job with Zelina, right? Even in NXT, we got two tag teams that are Hispanic females, right? So it looks like that they're building up on making LWO big.
Oh, but they could bring Electra back with old girl.
Yep. So there's too much respect in the LWO for them to stay together. If you know what I mean. Where they're Escobar and Ray keep going back and forth, like showing the mutual sign of respect and everything like that. But I see the more that Ray gets pushed, the more that Escobar dials back. So at the end of the day, I do see Delgado El Fantasma turning on Rey Mysterio.
Honestly, I think that would be. I think. Oh, my bad.
I don't think it's going to be so soon, but it's going to be sooner than later. Yeah, I think it would be like right before Payback. I think it might be at Payback, honestly.
Oh, is he rematching Theory?
He might. You know, it hasn't been confirmed. We can see on Friday if that actually happens. But
I mean,
I
shit.
feel like,
Well, since they took the title off of Theory, they might actually start putting it back on PLEs. But yeah, I think the best move is for the LWO to turn on Ray. For one, it'll get the tag team something to do. Because as a face, all they do is run out to help.
Right.
But they haven't really been doing nothing since.
And I honestly, to be honest, bro, they might keep LWO longer to have them feud with the Judgment Day during Survivor Series.
I don't know.
You got just think about it. Just think about this. I get what you're saying with the way Judgment Day is looking, right?
I'm about to say, look, the War Games match is already being set.
But what, of them against each other?
Nah, of Judgment Day with JD McDonough versus Seth, Cody, Sammy, and KO.
Now, hear me out with this. They could do it against the LWO, right? There's 4 male members of LWO, 3 members of Judgment Day. If they add JD McDonough to that, that's 4-on-4. You got Dom as a North American champion, and you got Ray as the US champion. There's going to be tensions that arise because both of them, because remember, Dom said, I think on an NXT, like, you might be fighting for the US championship, but I'm the champion of all North America, which includes your title. Yeah.
And then on Raw, he said, I just realized Canada was part of North America, so I run this place too.
So I could definitely see that. So it's kind of hard to say, but I do see a few within that happening.
I mean, they could do it, but the only interaction that they've had has been on NXT when Ray was in Old Boy's corner against Dom. Other than that, they haven't.
I feel like that might be just the beginning. Like, if we end up seeing Dom and Rhea on SmackDown, then, you know, we already know what's going to pop off.
Yeah.
But as far as the internal feud, I do see it coming as far as LWO turning on Ray. You know, sooner the creator has to get kicked out or taken off his high horse.
Oh, and then before we continue, so you know how AEW likes to do their pay-per-views on regular TV. Today is AEW Fight for the Fallen. Just saw the promo because I got TBS on right now.
So if you guys are watching and Jon Moxley is in the match, prepare to see blood.
It was one of the matches where he didn't bleed, and I was shocked.
Oh no, he was bleeding. He just it was a small cut. I watched it too. He was bleeding on the side of his face.
But speaking of heel turns, there's another one that could be brewing, and that is dealing with one Mr. Drew McIntyre. Now, a lot of people thought he was going to turn heel on Monday. How do you feel about a heel Drew McIntyre going after Gunther again for the IC title? So heel on heel.
Okay, so it won't necessarily be heel on heel. It'll be aggressor on heel, right?
You don't think Gunther's a heel?
No. Aggressor is will be Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if Drew McIntyre does a heel turn, then he challenges a heel. It really doesn't make him a heel. It just makes him an aggressor. That's what I learned about a lot of these dudes that turn heel in the midst of feuding with a heel.
If he turns on Riddle, that'll make him a heel.
Yes, if he turns on Riddle, that'll make him a heel. Then what that does is pop up a triple threat match, fatal 4-way or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to where it's 2 heels and 2 faces. You know, you incorporate American Alpha, one of the members in the match, and then
Gable's
yeah,
about to fight Gunther.
next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday.
So you know, I feel like Gunther's gonna win, and then you know, depending on how that match goes with Riddle and Drew versus the New Day, would definitely tell me on whether Drew's gonna turn heel or not. And I feel like it could be that match. If Drew and Riddle lose, I see Drew Claymore and Riddle.
That'd be hilarious.
But now that I think about it, the New Day, though they just got back together, they look like they could be channeling a heel turn, going back to their old ways.
Especially Xavier Woods looking like Rick James.
Hey man, yo, that was horrible. Don't know.
I was looking at that. I was like,
and I text you, and I text you, and I was like, and I'm like, hold on, I know I ain't seeing what I think I see. Does this nigga got box braids?
And then they got the chairs. Shout out to Montgomery, Alabama.
The Montgomery Tea Party.
That shit was great. The sweet tea party.
Yeah, but yeah, so I was looking at that. I was like, dang, that could also be, you know, a heel turn for them. But I like what New Day said though. Did you catch what they said? They said you got Street Profits acting like they Shelton and Cedric.
Yeah.
They said something about another damn tag team. I forget what tag.
Was it the Viking Raiders?
I don't know if it was the Viking Raiders or not. Yeah, it was like the Viking Raiders thinking that they're members of God of War. Like, but what they said about the Street Profits, that junk had me rolling. I was like, wow.
Well, yeah, man, because we still waiting to see what's going on with it. Hopefully on Friday they show some more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But was there any other heel turns you wanted to or possible heel turns you wanted to get to?
No, but I got a question.
What's up?
So if you're in a heel faction and you turn on a member of that heel faction, does that automatically make you face, or does that make you healer than heel?
I think it only makes you face if you end up leaving the faction.
Okay, but what if you still carry on your heel tendencies?
And you could be anti, I guess.
Because if Finn, who's in a heel faction, turns on a Judgment Day, but him and JD McDonough are heels and they remain heels,
then it just turns to Judgment Day face.
That turns
which is hard to do because they got Dom.
Yeah, and Judgment Day is never going to be face.
Rhea and Priest could become face because they're respected and loved.
Yeah,
people hate Dom.
Yeah, but even so, like Rhea a face, I don't see that happening for a long time.
Yo, them Blackpool combat jacket, bomber jackets are hard. I just had to say, I'm watching Willa Yuta walk out with his. This shit is hard. But yeah, man, I think that it just depends on I think it depends on what faction it is and who's doing it.
True.
Like Escobar turning on Ray, that definitely makes him a heel.
Oh yeah.
And you know the other two are going to do it. They're going to join with him.
Yeah.
So
all the way facts.
I mean, shit, we see it in the Bloodline. The Bloodline's a heel faction, and is Jimmy?
But
Jimmy's still a heel.
Yeah, because he did a heel tendency. That mug went from face to heel quicker than I don't know what to say.
And like, Big Show.
He pulled one of them damn DX type shit. Like for real.
I think DX was the masters of it until they went like full heel in like
Oh
2000.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Are we done with the heel turns?
I think so, brother.
Matter of fact, I just want to do one more quick WWE thing before we get to the bloodline. How you feel about Piper Niven just deboing her way into becoming Chelsea Green's tag partner?
Um, it really makes me wonder where the hell she's been all this time.
Well, if you notice on Raw, it was mad people that we hadn't seen show up. Saw
True.
Piper show up, saw Indy and Candice LeRae show
Well,
up.
that was 2 weeks straight. Yeah.
Yeah, they showed up. JD McDonough's starting to pop up a lot more now.
Yeah.
We're waiting on Johnny Gargano because everybody's saying this I said DUI, DIY reunion could be happening. So
Yeah.
even though
Well,
Triple H got kicked off the board of directors, it looks like all his people starting to come back.
yeah, and the big thing is Tommaso Ciampa. Yesterday was Johnny Gargano's birthday, and Tommaso Ciampa was putting flyers up saying, "Have you seen my friend?" Which indicates that Johnny Gargano is definitely gonna come back.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's up. I'm excited about all of that, but I do, and it's crazy. Chelsea Green has literally this is her third tag team partner since she's been back.
Yeah,
because she had Mella who had to leave because of her pregnancy, had
mm-hmm.
Sonya who had to leave because of her injury, and now she got Piper.
Yep.
All right, so I put this in the this was the title of our episode last week, and the title was "Why Jimmy Why."
Mm-hmm.
Now we found out why on SmackDown,
which was bullshit.
So
it was believable.
I'm gonna let you go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me how'd you feel about his explanation on why he screwed his brother.
It wasn't the truth. It wasn't the truth. Hold on. Get my thoughts together. All right. So this is why I feel like it wasn't the truth. It sound all good and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I I was on X, and I saw a post, right? And it started making sense. I don't know if a lot of people remember when Jey Uso got hurt. Long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
When the Usos were still coming out in the colorful thing, they were on a John Cena-ish, had the face paint and all that with the long hair. Jey Uso got hurt.
Doing the tribal dance.
Yeah, Jey Uso got hurt. What did Jimmy do?
No,
do you remember?
I wasn't really watching them like that back then.
Jimmy took a position as a commentator.
So he halted his wrestling career.
Yeah. He didn't wrestle. He didn't do no singles activities or anything like that.
Well, who fault is that?
He was a commentator. The moment that Jimmy got hurt, Jey has had not one, but 2 WWE title opportunities.
And let's not forget the match that made him main event Jey was his IC title opportunity.
Yep.
He was trying to get that.
So Jey has had more solo title runs than anything, right? When Jimmy gets hurt or Jimmy has a DUI or because Jimmy got suspended, is one of those type of scenarios. So when I saw that, I was like, hey, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. But I love the wordplay that they did with Jimmy saying that he was afraid that Jey was going to turn into Roman. And so what's going to happen to me? Like what happens with me? I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. They all want that title. They all want that power. Whether Jimmy didn't say it right then and there, he wants that power.
He said he didn't want him to turn into an asshole like Roman.
Yeah, egotistical, cheating, diabolical asshole like Roman.
But my whole thing is kind of like, did you watch Snowfall?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what Franklin's mom did to him at the end of the series.
Yeah.
So the title is like the money.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't like what the money was doing to him. So
Yep.
she stopped him from getting the money
Mm-hmm.
and sacrificed herself to go to jail.
Yep.
So what Jimmy did was to stop Jey from potentially, because there's been nothing to show that that Jey was going to act like Roman once he got it. There's been nothing to show that.
No, but
He was assuming that because if Jey got all that power, it would go to his head, and he wanted to preemptively stop him from
mm-hmm.
going to the dark side. So he screwed his brother, and he paid the price for it. His sacrifice was Jey kicking him, technically kicking him out of his life for a little bit.
Yep. With the
And
perfect
then,
super kick.
oh my god! Now the real question is, how'd you feel about what Jey did after? Man, I'm done with you. I'm done with the bloodline. I'm done with WWE. I'm done with SmackDown. And it went and
All
it
right.
walked through the crowd.
What made it worse is that I don't know if that's a play. Well, so their contract, I read up to, their contract is scheduled to expire August of 2024. So after WrestleMania. So we know he's not gone. But the fact that WWE played on it and put Jay's picture in the WWE alumni category, I was like, oh shoot. So we're not gonna see him for a while, right?
And they mentioned it on commentary, which they never do
No,
unless it's part of a storyline. They never
right,
say anything unless it's going to be involved in something.
right. So you look at it. So now they're like, what's about to happen with the bloodline? Me personally thinking, okay, it's not the end of this bloodline story. I just think that they need to step away from it for a little while to let the to let it build back up, right? Some people are saying it is watered down now. They're making up shit. Some people are saying that we're seeing too much of them every week.
I mean, well, shit. Kurt Angle came out and said that Paul Heyman was full of shit when Paul Heyman said we're in the fourth inning of the 9 innings, and Kurt Angle was like, "Man, y'all in the eighth."
Nah, I feel like we're halfway through, right? And the reason why I feel like we're halfway through is because we still haven't seen Rikishi. We have not seen Tamina. We haven't even seen the debut of Zilla. We're going to see all of these characters come into play, these individuals. Hell, we might even see Nia Jax come into play.
Rumor has it she's been working out.
And rumor has it is that Jay is supposed to be coming back with his own variation of the bloodline.
See, I would like that.
And okay, so Jay is Roman. He don't need his brother. His brother is gonna kind of like be in the middle. But
Yeah,
then
because he's not with Roman.
right. So Jay comes back with Zilla, who is the same kind of variation of Solo. Could you imagine that?
A spike off pause.
It's gonna be look. You said what?
I said a spike off pause.
It's gonna be like some mirror image shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Spider-Man.
yeah. It's gonna be like some mirror image. Like the only missing piece is Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Now I remember Paul Heyman saying wherever the bloodline goes, he goes. So let's just say at the end of the day, Jay becomes the head of the table. Does Paul Heyman go with Jay? Or does he stay with Roman?
Well, didn't he say that I said, now you got me saying the ancestors. The elders wanted him to be with Roman?
Mm-hmm.
So if they say go where the tribal chief goes, then I guess he would have to go with Jay. But
Yeah.
that's assuming that Jay wants him, and then if Jay allows Heyman to go with him, then that'll prove everything that Jimmy was saying was right.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep. But then, like, look at this though. If Jay would have won, Jimmy would have been like Solo.
Explain.
Jimmy would have been the enforcer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy would have been like Solo. And that's what I think Jimmy was looking at, is like, I would have been your right hand man. Like, I would have been nothing. It would have been no more Usos and no more tag team. It would have just been main event Jay. Now I did see a teaser. Somebody posted Jonathan Fatu is all elite.
Yeah. They've been teasing that he go in there, but
yeah, I don't see that.
Not right now.
Nah, not right I don't see that. I don't see any of the bloodline ever going to AEW. I don't.
Well, I know somebody that could potentially be going to AEW. We're gonna talk about him next.
Oh.
But a little teaser for y'all. But going back to the bloodline, okay, so Payback is September 2nd.
Yep. 2 weeks.
Now there's also been rumors that Fatal 4-Way that you were talking about at WrestleMania with the bloodline, they say that could happen at Survivor Series.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But some people are saying that
Payback is going to be Jay versus Jimmy.
Jimmy versus Jay is going to be Payback. But the thing is, if they really want to get the WrestleMania match that they did talk about between them two, Jay leaving the company would make sense, because if he quit, then there's no reason for him to be on TV. There's no reason to even talk about him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he could literally just be out all the way until Mania, or maybe he could come back. Let's say Jimmy's in the Rumble. Let's say Jay comes and screws Jimmy, and so that he don't win the Rumble or something like that.
Yep.
And then that will set up their WrestleMania match. So they could do that. And then if they still want to do the whole Rock thing, then you could just have a WrestleMania card full of the bloodline. You could have Rock and Roman, Jimmy versus Jay. And then if you do want to bring Zilla in there, you can have Zilla versus Solo. Like,
yeah. Well, word on the street is The Rock is supposed to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
So he'll definitely be at Mania then.
And then so they could say that Roman could do an impromptu, and that could lead to The Rock making his appearance at Mania. Not exactly competing, but doing what The Rock does, you know. See, the only thing is, I still, because there still is buzz that Cody's beating Roman at WrestleMania.
I mean, yeah, especially if Cody wins the Rumble, then that's what's going to happen.
Now.
Before you say that, I hope you're not going here.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Rumor has it that Rikishi could be the special enforcer for the Jay versus Jimmy match.
Yep, but I wasn't going there.
Okay, good. I didn't want to say the same thing.
Yeah, what I was going is, we always forget WrestleMania is 2 nights.
Yep.
Roman loses the title on night 1, and then the head of the table match is night 2.
So you get 2 nights of Roman.
Or, yeah, because the head of the table comes with the championship, right?
Yeah.
But family is bigger than the title. So
the tribal chief comes with family.
Family, right. The head of the table comes with a championship. So Cody wins the championship.
Rock has already said that he's the head of the table.
Right. But, you know, he could definitely pass that on to someone. And honestly, it doesn't surprise me, and it wouldn't surprise me if that someone is Solo who wins. Only because Solo is the younger one, and he has more of a future in WWE.
All right, so are you starting to get NWO 1999 vibes from the
kind of, sort of? Yeah.
Because you gotta think, it's been 3 years now And that was the third year of the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they started adding Jeff Jarrett and became Black and Silver and all that, that's when the NWO was dead. When they
Yeah,
had the NWO B team, I feel like if Jay comes back with his own bloodline, that'll be like the Wolfpack.
exactly.
And I don't know, that shit might be good for like a month or two, but then I feel like it'll get like
Yeah.
so
We already got Civil War, so now when it's the Fatal 4-Way, it's gonna be in game.
and it needs to be like whenever they have the really big match,
Yeah.
that needs to be the end of it. Roman needs to lose, and Roman needs to go away for a few months,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
even a year,
Yep.
and then just be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then let whoever's going to run the show run the show. If they want to keep the bloodline going but doing it in a different way, that's fine. But this iteration of the bloodline with Roman Reigns at the head of it, it needs to come to an end either at this WrestleMania or right after.
And you know one thing, when Roman does leave and he comes back, they will come. They're gonna do some kind of thing like they did with the Shield. I think it is gonna be like another bloodline. I'm not saying that they're coming back face, but when they do come back, like the Usos might still be a tag team, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still might have solos back here and there, but Solo will be a solo competitor. But when Roman does come back, I feel like Roman will come back in likes of defending his family.
Yeah, and then
Like I
because
feel like they still could be the bloodline even without Roman. Like
yeah, they
it
could
could just
because it's,
be
it's it's
those three.
it's just a family.
Yeah,
Like
just like the New Day were a trio. You know what I'm saying? So it could come with
because
uh
Roman is not scheduled for payback.
no. Jay is because Jay was on the poster. Well, he
That was
was on.
before he that was before he quit.
Yeah, that was before he quit. But then like the new poster is just the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
So
Judgment Day have become the bloodline as far as they are the main group now. They're
yeah,
on all they're on well they're not on all three shows.
they're 2 out of 3.
Yeah, two out of three. Technically they could be on all three, but Damian Priest isn't focused on the Universal
Right.
Undisputed Championship at all.
Mm-hmm.
So but this goes and brings me to our last topic of the night, which is the title of this episode. And this is another reason why they say that this bloodline may be taking a break for a couple weeks, or at least for this week, because there's not going to be. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any bloodline segments on Friday this week, and that is because WWE is celebrating 25 years of Edge on
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown this Friday, and what could potentially be rumors are that his match against Sheamus will be his final match in the WWE.
Yes, sir.
Now, I have two questions. Do you believe that that he's going to retire on SmackDown? And that's number one. And then number two is if this really is the end of Edge and WWE, where do you think he ranks all time? And then we can get to the bullshit after.
You're such an asshole. But
Yeah, notice I kept saying his last match in WWE.
I know you're such an asshole. So yes, I feel like because Edge did say that his final match would be in Canada, right?
And they are in Toronto on Friday.
He said that when he was a part of Raw. So yeah, I do feel like that this is his last match. He will be retiring. He will say his goodbyes. It will be the main event. Where do I put Edge? Don't hate me when I say this.
I probably won't.
He's in my top 20.
Yeah, I respect that.
I can't put him in my top 10.
I agree.
Um,
I was never really an Edge guy like that, so I may be a little biased.
yeah, I wasn't an Edge guy either. So I think that's why I say that. Like, don't get me wrong, his return, awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he did as a champion, great. He was a freaking great heel. Um, Mm. I'm not gonna let his injury take away anything from him, but I do say that if Edge would have never got injured, he would have been on the same wavelength as
Cena.
exactly.
He might have it because was it Randy has 14 world championships. Edge would have been right there.
Yeah.
You gotta think that's 9 years he wasn't there. He would have won it at least probably 3 or 4 more times within that 9 year span.
Yeah. And like Edge, but I say that he would have stopped wrestling maybe 4 years ago, like full time. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
top 20, definitely. And
I
that's putting back his career all the way to the Brood, like top
yeah.
20 easily.
When you talk tag teams, damn near number one.
Yeah, like top 3 tag teams, greatest tag teams of all time.
If it ain't the Dudley Boys, it's him and Christian.
Yep.
And Hardy.
Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardys.
Now, I do like the fact that I'll give WWE, you know what, kudos for drafting Edge to SmackDown because SmackDown is the show that he helped make big with the SmackDown 6.
Yes.
So it's fitting that he would be ending his career in Toronto, well, WWE career in Toronto on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, at first, some people may think that it's random that he's going to fight Sheamus, but it's really not.
Mm-mm.
They
I
actually
think,
got some history.
yeah, I seen that clip when I think Edge was retired and he was in the face and Sheamus was champion and Sheamus smacked him with the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they never actually got to fight, but there's always been like tension within them.
Mm-hmm. So the reason why I kept emphasizing that this is his last WWE match is I don't necessarily think Edge is done wrestling. There's a company uh based out of Jacksonville, and he has a best friend, some would even say a brother,
That's heel.
that's walking around with the talking dinosaur holding the TNT championship. His name is Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Now, everybody remembers when Edge was retired, he came back to WWE to help Christian beat Alberto Del Rio in that ladder match for the
Mm-hmm.
World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say that we get whatever's going on the TNT Championship? They handle that. Will we get one more run with Edge and Christian versus the Hardys, man?
Ooh.
And now some people, I've been watching a lot of videos, and people have been saying that they don't necessarily want to see Edge do a full run in AEW, but they wouldn't mind this being like a retirement match for all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like they do one last match, them two on two, and then
Leave
after
it.
that match, it's
Yeah.
over.
They
They
leave it
all
out.
retire. They all
Yep.
retire.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that because it's kind of difficult to watch Matt Hardy run up and down the ramp. It's been difficult for years.
It's difficult to watch Jeff. I be
Yeah,
thinking
Jeff
he about
is.
to I be thinking he about to break something every time I see him wrestle.
Christian is the only one that's pretty decent, and he don't even wrestle like that anymore.
Mm-mm. Nah.
He didn't got to his manager bag.
Yeah.
But now, if they messed around and did a deal to bring in the Dudleys for that match, do a triple threat, oh my god!
But you know, Bubba, he's still on Impact.
That don't matter. That does not matter.
No, I'm just saying he's still physically in the midst of it.
Because AEW got that, they still got that deal with New Japan. I mean, not New Japan, with Impact.
Yeah,
they still got that deal. So question is, would you like to see Edge do a full run in AEW for like 3 to 6 months, or would you just want to see him come back for that one-time match and then just call it quits after that? What do you want to see?
Give me a build-up.
A build-up?
Give me a little build-up. I need a little build-up. I don't need something to be as random and then Give me a little build up, right? Give me something where first of all, I need Luchasaurus to turn on Christian first, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's coming. Because Christian is holding the title, right? He's using Luchasaurus as a puppet. Luchasaurus is soon gonna get tired of that and is gonna go solo. He's gonna be on his Kane shit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I need a Christian and Edge, some kind of reunion where Edge pops in, saves Christian, somewhat like that. Right? Get them a mean ass promo. Um, shit, I wouldn't mind Edge, Christian, the Hardys, the Elite,
And the
and
Bucks.
FTR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Bucks and FTR
Old
for
school versus new school.
greatest tag team.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Ooh, ooh, give me that. I'm here for that.
FTR, the Bucks would have to win that though.
I'm here for that though.
Shit, speaking of FTR and the Bucks, they fighting each other all in.
Yeah, but I'm here for that. No
Yeah,
title on the line. We don't need the
yeah.
title on the line.
The
Like,
title is best in the world, which
yeah,
all of those teams have claim to.
yes,
Best ever actually.
yep. And give me old school Edge and Christian with Edge
Brood.
with no, not even Brood, just Edge with the long leather jacket with the shades.
Well, we could get Brood because remember the Bucks brought out Gangrel.
That is true.
The Bucks brought out Gangrel when they were
I
feuding
just
with the
don't want to see
Hardys.
the Brood again because Edge has done that like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, but it's
I
only
know it's
been
I
him.
know I know it's only been him and it's not been the original Brood. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be for shits and giggles in a big pot, but
It's like when it's like I said, 50 Cent is here tonight for a concert, but seeing 50 by himself and then seeing him come out with the G Unit is totally different.
true. Well, give me Matt Hardy's wife dressed up as Lita then. Give me Reby.
oh,
Since Reby's wrestling.
and speaking of going back to Matt Hardy, apparently CM Punk started some shit with Matt Hardy too.
Oh Lord. Yeah, he just started shit with
Because
everybody.
Reby got mad.
Yeah.
She don't be playing about Matt Hardy. She be turning up.
Yeah, she really do.
But yeah, man. I think I like how Edge I think the only match he's had on SmackDown has been the one he had against Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm.
Where he won, but he put Waller over saying that he's good.
Yeah.
And he's better than what people think and all this. And he's excited to see what he does in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So he's putting people over. This is it. They're gonna do the montage. Shit, we may even see Kurt Angle may even make an appearance on Friday.
Yeah. And what I need for Sheamus after this is I need old school solo Sheamus. I don't need Brawling Brute Sheamus. Yeah. I need them to separate.
You need Pete Dunne. I mean Bush to go back to Pete Dunne.
Yep. Yep.
Now, some people were saying that instead of Sheamus being Edge's last match, they wanted to be somebody like Cena.
Yeah, they wanted to be somebody like Cena, Randy, somebody
even Ray.
Yeah, who was once his greatest rival, but I'm cool with Sheamus. Like Sheamus has been in the game for a long time, so yeah.
All right. Well, did you have anything else on that?
Nah. Good.
Well, I do want to give a shout out to Lacey Evans. Look like she about to be on her Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Lacey Evans is definitely so as of what 12 midnight tonight.
She been showing out.
12 midnight tonight.
Mm-hmm.
She is released from her WWE contract.
Well, she's already been moved to the alumni chapter.
Yeah, it just was not working.
It was not.
No.
I feel bad because
and you know what I said?
She had a lot of potential. They tried to change her gimmick 3 times in like 6 months.
Look, so there you go. Like that potential thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I seen a video. It said how Lacey Evans didn't like Sammy Guevara when they were in the PD in the performance development, in WWE. And they was like, so who got the better potential now, Sammy or Lacey? Because
That's messed up.
she was hating on him.
Well,
But damn,
she's older too.
she is. But
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. When she first appeared, and
I liked her. I liked her first gimmick, the
yeah,
whole
with the Southern
Southern
Belle,
lady.
yeah,
Then they tried to change her and turn her into the Marine, like the
yep,
female Marine, because she actually was one. But
yeah,
yeah, and then get your quick take on this, and then we'll probably get out of here after this. Uh, Big E, rumors that he may be done.
yeah,
I think well, he may be done for now because Paige, Saraya, she had an injury. Edge had one. Brian Danielson. A lot of people have had what they thought were career-ending neck injuries, and they all came back. But as of right now, it's looking like Big E may not be cleared to do any kind of wrestling for the foreseeable future. How you feel about
yeah.
that?
It's bad, but I can understand that. You know, nobody comes back from the neck fusion surgery within a year. Like, I think he was trying to defeat the odds and do something that hasn't been done as far as that injury. Um, mm. You know, it's bad that I won't say it's bad, but I feel like Big E could still make an impact and not wrestle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that he's great on the mic, so I feel like Big E can definitely be a manager of the New Day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but I
I
feel
don't think
like
he wants to do
it
that.
would be kind of like what happened with Danielson when they had him on Talking Smack. The more
Yeah,
you keep Biggie around and he looks like he's healthy, if he's a manager and he starts getting involved in storylines, people are going to want to see a match.
of
And if they're
course.
not going to be able to deliver a match, then
Yeah,
that's bad business
I feel
because you're
like
teasing
that.
something that you can't deliver on.
Yeah, I feel like he just needs to keep rehabbing, keep doing what he's doing until he get the final say so. You know, because when he does come back, and notice I said when, because he is gonna make a comeback. When he does come back, it's definitely gonna be a big pop.
Mm-hmm.
Like to
Yeah.
hear him actually on the mic do his New Hampshire.
I'm mad you picked New Hampshire of all
I
places.
don't know why I picked New Hampshire. Like, shout out New Hampshire, you know, whoever's there, follow us. But I don't know why I said New Hampshire, but it just popped in. Um, but yeah, you already know it. Everybody's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
everybody's gonna go crazy.
well yeah, man. I mean, I think that's all I got for today. Uh just want to say everybody, appreciate y'all, everybody that's been tuning in. Once again, this is OTR Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast, Beyond the Ropes. This is episode 84. Just getting closer and closer to episode 90. Hopefully, I know the last 2 weeks we've been without Mr. Rant. Hopefully, he will join us next week. Um,
Shit, let me check the weather forecast.
yeah, check the weather. Hopefully, he could join us next week, and then hopefully, we can get our actual studio set back up so we can actually be in person.
Yeah,
Because I,
the
I,
weather
I
looks
keep making
good.
a big deal about episode 90 because we need to do it big for episode 100.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Episode 100 is gonna be great.
yeah.
It's gonna be great.
We
You know what I'm saying?
we may even take a while to come out with that just so we can make sure that it's right.
Yeah, the episode 100, like, y'all might not see it live. Y'all might see just a whole montage of stuff put together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even episode 98, 99, you might just see clips from our best podcast, right? Like, we just might tease y'all with something and just do like,
I could do a couple world premieres.
yeah, like the beginning and the
Okay.
end, you
Y'all see
know.
my y'all see my phone?
But episode 100, you might get some live moments. You might not. You have to tune into YouTube. You have to tune into IG. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna get. I just want to say that I got a couple ideas that I'm going through. Like, so it is looking up from here.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But go ahead and
Episode 90 to 100, you might get something totally different.
now we're gonna turn up.
Like,
so make sure y'all go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure you like the video. It helps us out, gets us in the algorithm. Go ahead, if you do subscribe to us, hit the notification bell so you'll get the world premiere whenever we do go live or we're about to drop a video, so you won't miss anything.
Yeah.
Check us out on Spotify, Apple iTunes.
Shout out to my boy Big Germ. When I was telling y'all about coworker who I was referring to when we were talking about a lot of stuff that I was going over on a wrestling podcast last week. You know, I just want to give a shout out to him. I didn't refer him by name, but it's my boy Big Germ. I work with him and stuff like that. You know, he's one of our value listeners. He tunes in to our podcast every week. You know, he critiques us, right? And he gives us feedback, and it makes me better at what I do. So I even told him, like, one day I definitely wanted to like pick his brain about some stuff. So I told him get on,
bring him up here.
That's what I said. Like, I told him get on his watching eyes, and, you know, give me a good week of him watching nonstop of what's going on. That way, you know, we quiz him on, ask him a couple questions of what he think on what's going on now, some best of the best in the past and everything, what he wants to see and everything like that. You know, he might be a little camera shy, even though he like being on camera all the time. So I don't know about that, but just want to make a shout out to him.
Yeah.
Shout out to our co-host, Mr. Rant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we holding it down for you, bro, and it's all love if you can't make it. This trio ain't never breaking up. Like, this trio is solidified. It's always gonna be a trio. There ain't gonna be no extra. Like, we got affiliates. Don't get me wrong, I love our affiliates, but this is a trio. We started together. We gonna end this together. Lastly, if you ever go to a live event, right, and you see the dynamic, the genre, the races, the stereotypes, and everything of the people who attend this, you will know how big wrestling is, right? Wrestling is one of the biggest sports in the world, not just America.
Say that again. The biggest what?
The biggest sport in the world. Because when you look at basketball and football, what is it? It's entertaining. Why is it entertaining? Because it's something that you're not currently doing, but you're watching, right? These people have to train to do it. They have to freaking sign contracts. They have to do it to eat, do it as a living, and everything. That is a sport. It's the same thing that people have to do in basketball, football, baseball. Is considered a sport.
And hold on, and then what do people like Stephen A. Smith and Joy Taylor, people like that, say on TV? Sports is about storylines. Well, you can't get no better than professional wrestling. It's all based on storylines.
Right. What you got right now with the bloodline, you got Golden State and Cleveland in the doggone finals right now. Back to back, back to back, back to back. This is what we're getting right now, right? So they love to say that, like, football and basketball and stuff like that is not scripted, right? Baseball, you've had cheaters. That shit got to be, and they won. I'm sorry. I'm that's no shot.
Relax.
Air football, you have cheaters, right? Deflate gate with the Patriots.
Don't forget the ref that was cheating,
right?
In basketball.
Yeah, because of his fantasy, right? So when you look at that, it's like, damn, that shit might be scripted, right? Same thing for wrestling. What they do, what they perform, that shit is real. The story is scripted. It is meant to be pretty much like you're watching a sitcom, like you're watching a weekly cinema. Like, I can't give you a show. All American. That's what it's like. Week after week, you waiting to see what's gonna happen next, right? So it gives you the drama while you're actually watching people compete, put their body on the line in the same kind of sports that's known around the United States.
This is
It's
what
just
I'll say
wrestling is worldwide.
about when it comes to wrestling. When wrestling is good, it's really good.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it has its bad moments, but that's like anything.
Look at
But
his picture in the background. That's when wrestling was at its best, right? That's when it was at its best. Raw is war, right? That was the beginning of to what we got now. So don't get stuck in that era to where I don't watch it because it's not that, right?
everything
Just
evolves.
look at the evolution. You talking about family trends that's following, going down this long path, right? We about to see that. Hopefully, perfectly, Bronny will take that step. We in basketball, you got so many 2 and 3 generation superstars that's performing, right? That's what you
Mhm.
get in wrestling. So when I say this, and I'm gonna say it again, wrestling is not fake. The story is fake. But guess what? Sometimes we get real life story shit. Matt Hardy and Edge feud, that shit was real. It
CM
was
Punk
made
versus
into a story.
CM Punk versus the Elite. That's real.
That shit was real. Why? Everybody knows what happened with Edge and Matt Hardy and Lita, right? I don't need to go into details, but that shit was real life that was turned into a story. So real life shit do happen and is created into a story, right? Who's to say there isn't true animosity within the bloodline? I don't really think it is, but it could have been, and they turned that shit into a story, right? You would never know. But wrestling is not fake. The stories are. And that's the final word from Mr.
And on
Mike
that,
Drop.
and on
Drop
that
the
note,
mic.
on that note, we are out. We'll see y'all next
Peace.
week.